In this video, we want to look at how blockchain for smart contracts work for employee business expenses. At the moment, most companies would have a credit card provider who provide card services for their employees, and they can use the cards to transact with suppliers who accept credit cards. The core steps in providing for this includes the company applying for the credit card on behalf of the employee, and then the company will then budget for a business trip. The employee goes on a trip with the card and then transacts with supplier using the credit card, i.e. pays for the transactions. It could be hotel expenses, it could be buying petrol, airfare, meals, and so on. Once the transactions are completed for the period, the credit card provider will send an invoice or a statement to the company, and the employee will then submit the credit card transactions to match the statement that is sent by the credit card provider to the company. The company accounts for the transactions, and the company pays the credit card provider by the due date. The credit card provider then pays the supplier. So this is the standard flow, and let's look at how smart contracts could help to improve this flow and make transacting a lot easier even for the employee. In the smart contract world, there's no need to have a credit card, and all we have is a contract between the company and the supplier. So let's now look at the things that have changed. So we don't need the company applying for the employee's credit card. So that's now replaced by company having a smart contract directly with the supplier. And when the employee transacts with the supplier, what then happens is the company pays the supplier directly and in real time. So I'm going to take you through how this is done on the system. This is again just for demo purposes, just to see what happens, and we will see how easy it is to transact with supplier for the employee expenses using smart contracts. So let's have a look and see how this works using a smart contract between the supplier and also the companies. So I'm going to log into the back end just to show you where the transactions are logged in the blockchain. So let's connect first, and the user is Thomas Godwin. So let's go in. At the moment there's no transactions being displayed, so let's go into the mobile device, and the user has now logged into the application, the travel application on the mobile device, and they're connecting to the server. User is Thomas Godwin. Continue. And the server is notified that Thomas is actually logged in with a budget of $8,000. On the mobile device, you can see that the active trips, you got one which is the trip to the headquarters on the 4th of October. So let's have a look. And scenario here is that Thomas is actually at the checkout, and on his device you can see that the estimated amount spent so far on this trip is $1,825. $375 for airfare, $1,200, which is a smart contract, and $1,200 for the hotel with a smart contract. You can see the C sign there that tells us that this is a smart contract. And we can see also that the taxi or the ground transportation is also an estimated amount of $250. Next is that the employee receives a notification asking whether they've checked out. Have you checked out of the San Mateo Marriott? and he knows he needs to check out, because let's have a look at what the estimated amount is. So according to what is spent is 1,098.98 out of 1,200. The San Mateo Marriott is also requesting a payment for 1,098.98. You can see the amount showing on the log at the back end. Next is for Thomas to make the payment. So it's just going to click on make payment, and it says if there are any additional charges, you'll be notified later, and then he accepts it. It's making the payment. Thomas has accepted the checkout, and the amount is transferred directly into San Mateo Marriott's account. And you can see the transaction ID on the blockchain. So I'm going to go back just for you to see the new balance on the budget. You can see that the travel budget is now 6,901.02, which is also reflected at the back end. Let's go back to the trip. And as Thomas was walking out of the hotel, he picked up a bottle of water, and you can see that that is now requested. So because it's accepted that any additional charges, he will accept them. So the bottle of water for $6 has now come through as well, automatically as part of the smart contract. And let's go back and look at the current balance in the budget. We can see that the current balance in the budget is 6895.02. So that just shows you how smart contracts work, using employee expenses as an example. And thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.